Chapter 9. Power of the Blazing Sun, Sweeping Through the Same Realm. The attribute of pure yang, as the foremost among elemental attributes, is extremely powerful and dominant. Possessing the pure yang attribute gives one a clear advantage over peers. The attribute of crimson fire also belongs to the category of powerful and dominant attributes, ranking just below pure yang and thunder. For ordinary people, possessing either of these attributes brings significant benefits. Fang Ji, relying on the cultivation of the Great Luo Nine Yang technique, not only acquired the pure yang attribute but also successfully integrated it with the crimson flame after refining the red flame flower. Surprisingly, he fused these two attributes into one. The energy seed in his dantian, the size of a quail egg and perfectly blending golden and crimson colors, exuded a terrifying power. This power could be referred to as the power of the blazing sun. It possessed the dominance and invincibility of pure yang, combined with the high temperature and fierceness of crimson flame. The fusion of these two dominant forces was far from a simple addition. I feel so strong, incredibly strong, but I am only at the 4 meridians realm. Why do I feel? Fang Ji stood up, a hint of confusion in his eyes, murmuring calmly. Feel what? Soul Elder asked. I feel like those two people are not even worth a punch from me. Fang Shi frowned slightly, coldly scanning Changfang and Peng Yu. As his words fell, he appeared beside Lin Qing, who was on the verge of collapse at the moment. Lin Qing's face was pale, blood at the corner of her mouth, and she was about to fall to the ground. Suddenly, she felt a broad arm supporting her. Seeing the extremely familiar face, Lin Qing's pale face revealed a weak smile, saying weakly, "Brother, Qing'er protected you. Qing'er is very happy. Brother sees it. You see it. Down and heal." Fang Ji forced a smile, supporting Lin Qing to sit cross-legged and starting to heal her. After personally feeding her a few healing pills, he turned to look at Changfang and Peng Yu. I didn't expect this waste to actually succeed in refining it. Peng Yu felt the surging momentum and taunted. Changfang, with a cold expression, tightly gripped the dark iron sword and calmly said, "Given the current situation, give me 100 pure elemental stones, and I will remain neutral in your grudge with Peng Yu. This price is fair." Changfang added, "What if I don't give it?" Fang Ji stood firm, his figure seemingly relaxed. "Then I'll have to kill you together with Peng Yu to vent my anger over the red flame flower being taken away." Changfang's expression turned solemn, speaking coldly. "There is actually a second option." Fang Ji touched his nose, shrugged, and said with a light smile, "For example, I personally cripple both of you." These casual words were a bit harsh for outer disciples like Changfang and Peng Yu, akin to insulting them. "Arrogant brat, it seems you need a lesson." Changfang's expression flashed with anger, lifting the dark iron sword and rushing towards him. The broadsword emitted a white radiance, and 7 sharp sword energies descended from the sky, forming a subtle sword formation. It seemed to be a martial technique, at least of profound grade. The 7 sharp sword energies formed a sword formation, perfectly trapping Fang Ji. Fang Ji, having just fused the red flame flower and opened the 4th meridian, was eager to test the power of the blazing sun. With a big step, he boldly faced the 7 sword energies. A brute force punch, enveloped in a golden and crimson halo, struck out fiercely, causing continuous sonic booms. In the face of this overwhelming force, the sword energies shattered instantly. "Too weak." Fang Ji sneered, a gust of wind and thunder appearing next to Changfang as he unleashed the 8 extremes fist. At this moment, Fang Ji was like a tiger king descending the mountain, with terrifying strength exceeding 1,000 kilograms. When Changfang realized how strong Fang Ji was, he was shocked and quickly raised his sword to defend. He shouted to Peng Yu in the distance, "This waste has successfully refined the red flame flower and become too strong. Hurry up and help. If you can't even defeat a waste like him, what are you?" Fang Ji chuckled, and with a swift and fierce series of attacks, Changfang, who was just displaying his might, now had no ability to resist and could only be passively beaten. "This punch is for the insult you just made against me." Get lost! Fang Xi's reality fist fell again, smashing into Cheng Fang's abdomen. Simultaneously, he snatched the purple jade pendant from Cheng Fang's waist and crushed it in his hand. The purple jade pendant shattered with a bang, turning into powder. A purple spiritual light suddenly descended from the fourth floor of the tower onto Cheng Fang, expelling him from the formation. At this moment, Peng Yu, who was watching the battle, realized something was wrong and found that Fang Xi had launched a surprise attack. You little bastard, I didn't expect you to become so strong. But being defeated by my swallowing gold palm is enough for you to boast for a while. Peng Yu, who had approached, suddenly erupted with the peak strength of the 5 meridians realm. A palm thrust out, carrying a whistling sharp wind and powerful suction. This sneak attack was too treacherous. Fang Ji, who already harbored intense hatred towards Peng Yu, shouted angrily, "A mere 5 meridians realm cultivation dares to act recklessly in front of me." Fang Ji used his chi to force power, and a surge of elemental force poured into the meridians required for the 8 extremes fist. 3 circuits and 6 points, internal and external combined, executing the killing move Iron Mountain Relay. Boom! A loud explosion occurred as Peng Yu's palm collided with Fang Xi's shoulder. Peng Yu, who was confident that he had successfully ambushed Fang Xi, suddenly changed his expression. His swallowing gold palm seemed to strike a reckless and rampaging wild bull. Not only did this wild bull possess terrifying strength, but its skin was also thick and tough. Then, Peng Yu's arm bent at an incredible angle, bones visible, and a tremendous force, like waves, crashed one after another on Peng Yu's body, crushing his muscles, meridians, and bones into pieces. Why are you so strong? Peng Yu's eyes widened, feeling the overwhelming power. He was horrified and speechless. A sense of powerlessness overwhelmed him, accompanied by deep regret. Why did he provoke such a terrifying person? The intense pain brought by the surging waves was something he couldn't bear. Peng Yu's vision darkened, and like a kite with a broken string, he was sent flying dozens of yards away before heavily falling to the ground. After using Iron Mountain Relay, Fang Ji was still energetic. Looking at the scattered jade powder on the ground and the fainting Peng Yu in the distance, Fang Ji tightly clenched his fists, his eyes filled with a strong fighting spirit. Strong. Very strong. Incredibly strong. He liked this feeling very much. He, only at the 5 meridians realm, could easily crush peak-level experts of the same realm. According to his strength, perhaps only a 7 meridians realm expert could compete with him. An 8 meridians realm expert might be able to suppress him. If he reached the 6 meridians realm, perhaps only an 8 meridians realm expert could contend with him. If he stepped into the 8 meridians realm, Fang Ji would become the #1 genius in the Songhai sect.